How do you uphold your faith in the relationship?
I think it's just like taking everything back to God. Like our foundation is not what both of us want, but based off what God wants for us.
You know, my mom always kept me in church, so I'm like, oh, you know, I'm good with God.
Yeah.
She was like, no, God, you need to pray. You need to go to church. You need to do this. I think, like she said, that along with God, it's definitely helped us stay together, and it's mental too.
Hello and welcome to the Island Connection. I'm so happy today to be with two very, very, very special guests of mine. I love them. They're like my family. Well, kind of, to be honest. This is my nephew. I always call him Baby J, but it's Jamison. And this is his friend, his special friend, Darian. And she's like my little sister. So I'm so happy to have y'all. How y'all doing today?
Doing good.
You good? Y'all tired?
A little bit.
I was a little bit, but I'm awake now.
I was saying, you cute though. Okay, so I want you guys to tell me, how did you guys meet?
We met in high school, sophomore year. It was at the end of the year. I had some stuff going on, and one of my classes had got switched at the end of the year, and I ended up being in the same class as Darian.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What class was it? You remember?
It was like science, something.
Yeah, it was
Science?
science.
Oh.
Physical science, something like that.
Wow. Okay. So did y'all just like get to know each other when y'all got the science class?
We had mutual friends, so
Yeah.
I knew who she was. I don't know if you knew who I was, but I knew who she was, and I mean, she was just one of the few people in the class that I was like, okay, I'll talk to her. So from there, we kind of became friends out of that class.
Now, were you playing football at the time or basketball?
I was playing football.
Football.
Mm-hmm.
Were you in anything then?
I was cheering, yeah. But I didn't like, I always like saw him around, but I didn't really like know him.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
So, okay, so y'all had mutual friends.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, so they kind of brought y'all close. Did y'all do a lot of stuff together, like with friends, or y'all just kind of?
A little bit. I was always doing stuff for like my teammates and things like that. But
gotcha.
anytime we had like something going on with just like a birthday party or something, I would go out and like I would see her, but like we never talked until that class.
That is so weird.
But I knew she was friends with the same people I was friends with, so that's just like why it was easy for me to talk to her. I was like, yeah, you friends with so and so.
Yeah.
So when did y'all finally? I know this ain't the only question y'all side. So how did y'all finally start talking? Like
Jamison just randomly just came up to me.
and said, "Well, hey."
Like, yeah, hey.
You mean talking like to date, like liking each other, or just?
No, just like how did y'all break the ice? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I just walked up to her. It was like, well, it wasn't just her in the class. It was like maybe 3 people in the class, but they all had been in that class the whole year.
Yeah.
So they were already in a group, and I was in the back of the classroom, and the teacher, he was like, y'all can talk, do whatever right now. Yeah. So I walked up there, and I was just like, yo, like, what's up? Y'all want to play iMessage games? Y'all want to?
I said that he was trying to secretly get my number.
Right.
A little bit.
Wow.
But yeah, that's how I broke the ice. I was just like, y'all trying to play a game or something? Y'all want to like, you know.
And you weren't dating anybody then?
I was single.
Were you single then too?
I can't remember. I think I was.
Okay, I was like, that was not on the question. That was not on the list. My bad. Okay, we'll move on. So how long have y'all been in a relationship?
3 years.
It's been 3 years?
About to be 4.
Wow. I didn't realize it been that long.
Yeah.
I just remember, I think when I first saw you was when Jamie, I think something about you didn't want to go to prom or something.
Oh.
And my daughter ended up going with Jamie to prom.
Yeah, I remember that. I was like, oh, this is not a good first impression. Because I know his mom really wanted me to go to prom. But
yeah, and his aunt and
Yeah.
both of his aunts wanted that. And we ended up coming over to the house because we were like, Jamie, we were like, where's your girl? And then you came and you just smiling. And I was like, hey. But I was like, well, she not going to prom.
Yeah.
You didn't want to go to prom. You weren't feeling prom.
I wasn't really feeling. I was just ready to be out of that school. I would say.
Oh, you didn't really like the school?
Not really.
Oh,
And
gotcha.
So, and also, I'm not a prom type of person. Like,
Chessy.
yeah, just wasn't my vibe.
In all fairness, I didn't want to go either. So that's why I
I
actually.
knew you didn't want to
My
go.
mom forced. She was like, both of your brothers went to prom. You're going to prom.
As if that makes a difference.
And stayed at the prom for like an hour and a half and left. So
I know. But yeah, I was glad though, like, when Kennedy, my daughter, decided to go with him to prom, and then her best friend, so he had like 2 days. I was like, okay, it
everybody
was cool.
looking at me like the man. I'm like, bro, this is my cousin.
Right? That was good. So tell me, what are some of the things y'all like to do together?
I think we love like watching TV and just we're really like a very conversational like deep talks.
Really?
Yeah.
I like deep talks.
Yeah, I love deep talks.
And you like deep talks too?
I do, yeah.
Because some guys, they don't
I'm not
really-
good with starting conversation, but if
Yeah.
somebody starts a conversation, I'll take it deep.
That is true. Yeah, you will. That's interesting though, because like before this session started, I was just telling Jamie about how we thought that he was gonna be an attorney because he was always in conversations. He talk.
Yes.
So that's good that y'all like holding conversations.
Yeah.
How do you uphold your faith in the relationship? Like, how do you guys? Because both of you guys are Christians,
Yes.
and you're active in the church, Jamie, and you're active.
I'm figuring it out.
You're figuring out, but you know the Lord,
Yes.
for sure.
Yes.
So how do you guys uphold your faith? How do y'all keep that bond together in a relationship as it relates to faith?
I think it's just like just taking everything back to God, like making sure like our foundation is not but built on what both of us want, but based off what God wants for us. And at first, I feel like it was kind of hard because we didn't really know how to do that, because I feel like for the first year and a half of our relationship, it wasn't like that.
Really?
So then it was like transitioning like into like, okay, so we want to incorporate God into this, and I feel like we read our Bibles together, like we hold each other accountable. Like when one of us is like not really doing good with our relationship with God, we feel like we just gotten kind of like slacked a little bit in it. Just like always having somebody to like hold you accountable, stuff like that.
So whose idea was it to say, hey, I think we need to just try to...
I'm not, it was her.
Big.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Which, my mom always kept me in church.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, I'm good with God.
Yeah.
But she was like, okay, yeah, we need to pray. We need to go to church. We need to do this, that,
That's
and that.
good.
So
when you finally said, were you nervous about sharing that with him? Like, what took y'all so long to come to that point? Because you said y'all had dated, what, a year or so?
Yeah, well, I had dated I didn't date. I, would talk to people, and, a lot of people that I, used to talk to, I was always, heavily, about my faith, and it always was, a turn off for them, I guess.
Got it.
And then I had a friend also, that I thought he was, one of my best friends, and I was, I was introducing him and having these conversations, and then he was we had a big falling out, and come to find out he was the only reason I got in touch with God and wanted that because I just wanted to get closer to you. So it really put off
Wow.
it really put me into okay, this is something that's really sacred to me. I didn't want to really share it with people anymore.
Yeah.
Because I just felt that opened up a whole other can of worms for me within my relationship with God, because I felt like it made me insecure about what I thought that He was working on in my life.
Yeah.
So yeah. But.
Wow. So how is that, like, how was it praying for the first time in front of each other?
Jamison, I would be like, okay, Jamison, start off praying. Because I know he would be like, can you go first?
Because I mean, I didn't. It took me until, because I will say she like she said, she's always been strong in the faith.
Mm-hmm.
So it took me to hear her pray and be like having regular conversation, like having regular conversation. I always tried to pray like pastors pray, like try to be real sophisticated, real deep. But it took me to really like actually hear somebody be like, God, I don't know what's going on. Like, what's up with yada yada yada? And I'm just like, so we can talk to God.
Yeah, like real practical.
But it took me like to hear that before I like could loosen up and start praying for real in front of her.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So then you say y'all do devotion together too?
Mm-hmm.
So how is that like? Like, who comes up with like the subject or the passage that you're gonna discuss and all of that?
I would say it's kind of situational. So
Yeah.
whatever we have, like we said, we deep conversationalists. So whatever we feel like is going on, we just like we go to like the little topical coordinates that's in the Bible.
Oh,
We're like, let's see what
Yeah.
the Bible says just with this word. If the word isn't even in there, we look up synonyms or just something similar to that word and just see what we can kind of find on that.
Yeah.
And based off of it, like whatever we read, like the conversation kind of leads to the devotion that way.
I know somebody else that does that. There was this lady that used to do my face. She was an esthetician, and she was in a relationship with a cop. But they're both young. They're like in their 20s. And she would say, she was talking about how she was looking into moving out from her parents, and they're engaged, but he was trying to get promoted within the police force, and they were looking for places to stay. And so she was talking about how the money was short or whatever, but she was like, I was trying to find, she had me laughing because she was like, I was trying to find a passage in scripture that talked about being broke, how to overcome being broke. And I was like, being broke? And I was like, well, how about looking up scriptures on, as far as being rich and what that looks like and how to manage your money or whatever. And so she was saying from that, like the last time I saw her, she talked about that's what they do, like based on what they're going through. She said sometimes like they have their own individual weakness that they can share with each other about, and they'll look up a scripture and they'll focus on that for that week. And then she said they do theirs every week. So do y'all like every week, or is it just kind of
whenever really?
Yeah.
We don't have a set schedule. It's just whenever we feel, we just like we should have a Bible study.
Yeah.
Just
Gotcha.
have one.
So I have to ask y'all this.
Okay.
That ain't even on here either.
Okay.
How is it being, because you live in a whole nother city, and so y'all are like about what, an hour, a little over an hour away
Hour
from
and a
each
half,
other,
almost.
hour and a half? How is that with your relationship? Like, does that work or does it not work for you?
I think it works pretty well, but I tell James, I feel like we talk about it all the time, but I think it only works because God is in our relationship.
Yeah.
But also, when he went off to college,
Oh yeah.
we were able to learn a lot about like long distance relationships and how to manage it, the communication and just all of that. And I think it just like over that time we got to trust each other a lot more. And like I feel like now, like no matter where we go, like I feel like it's always going to be like consistent, the same, like
Yeah. That's true, because y'all mastered that. Because you were what, 2 hours away?
4.
4 hours away?
Yeah. And then I moved 7 hours away.
7 hours away? Yeah.
Now we like an hour away. We getting lower.
Yeah.
I know. 7
We're
away.
working on it.
Wow. So y'all were able to master. That's huge too, to be able, because I think that your communication builds a lot stronger when you're far apart. Because I mean, all y'all got is the phone.
I will say, I think it was needed though, because when we first started dating, let her tell, I was terrible at communicating. I didn't know how to communicate. I was very nonchalant. I was
Really?
yeah. So like when that distance came, really like right before the distance came, she was like, look, I need you to start opening up, because if you gone and you're still like this, like I'm gonna, stuff is gonna flow through my head.
Right.
I'm gonna think this, that, and the
That
third.
is true.
So I was just like, okay, like if I really like her, like I do have to open up. Like, so it made me start communicating more. And I think like she said, that along with God is definitely helped us stay together. And it's an adventure too, because when we go away like that, so much happens individually. We building each other. Yes, we're talking a lot about what's going on, but when we're not on the phone, it's so much that's going on throughout the day. 24 hours, we might be on the phone for an hour.
Wow.
So there's so much going on, and when we come back together, it's like we're learning a whole new person. So we having to fast, we having to pray, we having to do all different types of things to learn each other, see where we're at right now. Like, it's
awesome.
It's
Okay,
fun,
so Jamie, I gotta ask you this now because you said it. Why is it so hard for men
To communicate.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm like, what is it? Like, help me, help you, help us. Like, why is it so hard?
I think it's different for every dude, but for me, and what I see, it's a standard. Like, I forget what you call it, but it's like a standard. Like, you gotta be big. You just gotta know what's going on. You know. I don't know. I honestly couldn't. It's definitely a pride thing. It's definitely a pride and ego thing. But I think also men in our friendships with other men, we don't have to communicate like that. Like with my brothers, you know, Trey is in Florida, but we don't need to talk every day.
Right.
So when we get with a woman, we're like, oh yeah, we can treat this the same. It works like that. Versus women, y'all probably talk every day. Y'all do this, that. So it's very different. So when we come in contact with women, it's just like, it's a lot of emotion. It's a lot of you gotta figure out how to handle that. You know, it take a lot of patience. It take a lot of patience, and you really gotta like the person too to even want to adjust yourself like that.
Yeah.
So, I think it's just a matter of, does that man really like that woman like they say they do? And
I do hear that a lot on Instagram, like those reels, and they'll say like, if a man really loves you, he's not playing about you, and he's gonna express himself. Versus a man that's really not into you, they was like, that's how you know that he ain't really into you, because he's not gonna express himself. Like, and then they gave an example, like if the woman say like, hey, where are you going? And he said, I'm going to the store. And she'd be like, well, you're going to ask me if you're going to bring me something? And he'd be like, no. That kind of thing. It's just like, okay. Like, you're not even that important enough to know where I'm going, when I'm going to be back, and all that stuff. So, wow.
Like I said, with men, if I would tell my brother, hey, I'm about to go to the store, and he needs something, hey, pick me up this. You don't have to ask, do you need something? Like, so it's a big adjustment. And then even flipping it, you have to learn to listen to all those emotions. You gotta learn to, you're not listening to no man vent all day, so you gotta learn to do that. So,
you got a mama. And you would think y'all would pick that up from
that's where I got it from. I will say that's why I got it. Listen to my mom and hearing all her issues and problems.
But it's like most men don't hear that from their moms. You know what I mean? But that's okay. That helps a lot. So how did you know that this ain't even look? Okay. So how did you know that Darian was the one for you? Like you feel like that's someone that you could really like spend the rest of your life with, or do you feel that way?
No, I definitely feel that way. I don't know, cause she asked me the same thing, and I'm just like, I don't know. I just got a feeling, and I'm just like, day by day.
But what is it about her
I can tell you what I like
about other girls that? Because you had some. Okay, I got a handsome nephew. I'm just gonna say, I already know that he's handsome, and he's been having women coming left and right to him lately. So, how do you know? Like, what is it about her, aside from the other girls that you know?
I would say it's the way she cared for people off rips. That's what caught my attention. I had, like I said, we were all in a mutual friend group, and I saw the way she cared for friends, and even for me, and we just met versus how some of my other friends cared for me.
Yeah.
And, you know, the way I was able to interact with her, the type of questions she asked versus the type of questions they asked. She wasn't worried about, well, she was worried about having fun, obviously, but like she said, we're talking, like, it's not, you know, versus everybody else I had, it was more like, I just want to have fun type thing. And then just obviously with the spirituality thing, there was always a certain connection there that we always had.
That's huge.
I don't know. I feel like I could talk about that for a while, but it was just a certain love. It was just a certain love that I felt, to say the least, that I didn't feel with friends or any girlfriend I had ever had before. That just it intrigued me to make me want to like figure out like more about her.
Wow. Yeah. So what did when you first told your mom, how did you tell your mom about Darian?
How did I tell her? I think I was here actually. I think I was on a group FaceTime. And Kennedy walked up to me and she was like, "Who you on the phone with?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm on the phone with some of my friends." And she took my phone like, "What's up, friends? Who are these friends?" I was like, "This is so and so." I think it was like 4 of us on a group FaceTime, and I was like, "And that's my girlfriend." She looked at me. She was like, "Girlfriend?" She told everybody in the room, "Jameson got a girlfriend." And my mama turned around, "Girlfriend? Oh, so that's your girlfriend, not your friend?" Like, but hey. That's how it broke out that she was my girlfriend.
Really?
But I think she knew we were friends. I don't know. Well, she knew everywhere I would go.
Yeah.
And I was hanging out with those same 4 people that we were on FaceTime with. So, yeah.
What about your dad?
I just told him. Yeah, he's way different.
Yeah, he is different. He's real low key conservative. I love Jeff.
His main thing is just as long as I'm respectful.
Yep.
Of course.
Being a man.
Responsible.
Yep.
He's good. That's how he is.
Cool. So what was it there about Jay? She was like, okay, I think I'll give him a try.
I think like being friends with him, like in the beginning, like he wasn't like, you could tell that he wanted to be friends. I say that he friend zoned me a couple times. like in school, like I would be like, you know, hey, like I want to get to know you better, type thing, and like he would be like, what would you say, Jamison?
She was a hard worker. So she was working all the time. She had jobs outside of school. I was doing football, so I ain't know nothing about no job. And
that was a job.
Anytime I would call her, I got her number. So anytime she would say that, and anytime I would call her outside of school, I never got an answer, and because she was always working and things like that. So I was just like, look, I don't know, because you don't even answer the phone when I call.
So
what is going on there?
So that was initially like one of the things I was like, okay, like most guys, like they just want to like they don't really care about communications and things like that. But then also like I feel like Jameson like made me like realize like my self-worth, like helped me like first you have to respect yourself before you think like anybody else will respect you.
Yeah.
And then also I feel like I love the way he loves people as well. Like he's very family oriented.
Definitely.
And just very respectful. Like I'm like some of the things that he does. I'm like, wow, I've never had a person like do this for me or yeah. So it was like those things like that like are so small to some people like that he does. It's just like.
And he reminds me so much of his dad in so many ways, except for the amusement part. He get that from his mom, like the jokes and all that. That's my sister. But your dad is so like he's so genuine, and he's very humble, and I'll see him from time to time, and he'll be like, "Hey, Corey," he's quiet, genuine, whatever, but he's a listener. He's got. I see a lot of qualities in Jamie that I see in his dad. Yeah. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. It's so funny because I would come in and I would vent to Jamison about all this stuff. I'm like, well, I'm so surprised you still want to be my friend because some of the things I would be telling you,
you're like, she crazy.
Like, don't get me away from this girl. But I think also just like the way he just takes care of himself as well. I think that's one of the major things. Like he's not into he's really like making sure that he carries himself in a way that God would want him to carry himself.
Yeah. And
then also just the idea that like whenever like when I brought up like, hey, I do want to incorporate God more into our relationship. Like I feel like Jameson's always willing to like adjust, and most people are not willing to adjust. And like that really showed me that he cared about me, and not just cared about me when it's beneficial to him as well.
Yeah. So, and I've seen y'all together. I guess it has been a few years because even when we were at a family reunion in Alabama, like I just see how y'all seem real comfortable with each other.
Yeah.
Y'all can just kind of vibe together. It's no one trying to up the other person or trying to, show that they're better than, it's none of that. The times that I've interacted with y'all, it's just, y'all just real laid back, low key. Even when we were, where were we? We went to the beach somewhere, Orange Beach, Alabama.
Oh, Alabama, yeah.
Yeah, when we were there, and y'all were just kind of like chilling, watching a movie. We watched a movie, but y'all just kind of like just laid back, And I feel like I've heard this before that some guys feel like with some women they have to look over their shoulder, or they just have to kind of be this certain type of person.
Yeah.
And they said that when they're with someone that they're really in love with or they really care about, they can let all that down. They can let all their guards down. They can just be who they want to be. And so, do you feel like real comfortable with Jay, like just to be whoever you want to be?
Yeah.
When I felt like you were very, very comfortable?
What happened?
We were coming back from Orange Beach, Alabama. Dare was in the front seat, and she had a sag cap on. And when she had that sag cap on, I was like, oh, they real comfortable with each other. Because even when we were away, they didn't sleep in the same bed. They didn't do none of that. But she had a sag cap on, and she was snoring. And I was like, wow. And I was like, Jamie, I said, you hear that? He was like, yeah, she snored. That was it. And then she woke up, we stopped at a rest stop or whatever, and you had that same cap on, and he was like, you okay? I was like, wow, he really cares about her. That's when I realized. I was like, y'all are just real cool and comfortable with each other. I think that's a great thing, though. So how do your families, what does your family think about your relationship?
They love it. My mom, so it's 5 girls and 1 boy in my family.
Wow.
So my dad, and I'm a daddy's girl, so my dad, I love my dad to death. Like, that's why I see a lot of qualities of my dad and James.
Oh, well. Really?
Yeah. And when I initially brought him around, my mom, when Mom first met Jamison, we were at the mall, and I was like, Jamison, like, do you mind taking us up the street to meet my mom? Because she's not wanting to go through all this traffic. And he's like, nah, y'all not finna get me in trouble with my mom about that. They said nobody in the car. And my mom was like, ooh, I like that. I like him. He listened to his parents no matter what. Like, I like that. And so ever since then, my family they love Jamison.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And it's funny because, like, I feel like when I came around you guys initially, I was very shy. I'm just a shy person in general.
Yeah, you were quiet.
But with him, it's like, he don't care. Like, he's himself wherever he goes. So, like, right from the jump, they know Jamison.
Okay, I gotta, this ain't even here either. But listen, I remember this one time that, well, can I share it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. I don't know, but yeah. I don't know what you're gonna say. But yeah.
You gave her a promise ring?
Mm-hmm.
What was that for, and why did you feel like you need to do that?
It's a combination of she wanted one. But when I gave it to her, I was like, initially I was like, I don't know, because I was still trying to figure out, like, dang, like, promise ring, like, what does that mean? Like,
Yeah.
But honestly, I was just like, you know what? I like her. I was like, I think it'll work out. So I was just, the way I did it, I tried to be slick with it. And I like, because she knew that I told her I was going to get her one. So she knew I was going to get her one. But I tried to like, I think I slipped it in her purse or something like that. And like, and I was like, dang, I said, what, I think we was at a park with her nephew or something, and I was like, she asked me to do something, and I was like, oh no, it's in the car. I was like, it's in your purse, and I think she wanted some chips out of her purse, and I was like, yeah, it's in your purse in the car. I was like, here, I gave her my keys, I let her go get it. She came back with the chips and didn't even see the ring. Her eyes were on the prize. She couldn't see the chips. And I was like, oh, you just came back with chips? I was like, cool. I was like, hold on. I was like, you need to see something. So I went back and I was like, here. I was like, she was like, what is this? And I was like, you were supposed to see this in your purse with them chips. That's what I bought the chips. And I put the chips in your purse. But I was like, you were supposed to see this. And she was like, oh my gosh. She was like, thank you. Like, what? And I was just like, yeah. But no, it was just really just like I think it was more of a promise to just like reassurance.
Yeah.
That like I'm really liking her. Like I really want to stay with her.
Yeah. So how do y'all stay committed? Like, what is it that keeps y'all like? Cause y'all got so much stuff going. I mean, outside is real. Like, it's so much that goes on.
Yeah.
How do y'all stay committed to each other?
I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like God. I feel like when I realized how it is, like what God wants us to love the way He loves us, I just feel like there's like, for me to say that I love Jamison, it's like there's no other way that I feel like but commitment that I feel like I can show Him that, and then also like God is committed to me, so the same way that I can be committed to Jamison and the people around me and stuff like that. I just feel like it just comes very easy. When I feel like I just have my eyes on like one thing.
That's good. I like that. Yeah.
And I feel like you had said earlier, I think it was before we even started, the resolution thing. I think we both have a little bit of that. So we talk, like we said, with deep conversations. So we talk about everything. So it's a little easy for us to figure out what's going on. And then I think it's even harder to just make the adjustment after we talk about it. But it's easy to figure out what it is that we need to do.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you saying both of y'all are kind of like resolute? Because we were talking about before, and that I'm a resolute person, which means that, you know, you try to resolve everything. You can't actually you know, there's another such thing as conflict management, that you can't manage conflict all the time because you may not see eye to eye, but you can resolve the conflict in certain ways. So yeah, so you're a resolute person. You're a resolute. I think that's a great thing. Have y'all ever done a Simbas type thing before, like before marriage, just trying to figure out like if y'all like what your strengths and weaknesses and all that together?
Oh, yeah, we've done that before.
Oh really?
I think I've done it like something similar to that, but I don't think it was like for relationships or like
I got one for
personality.
relationships. I'll give it to y'all.
Okay.
Y'all just want to just check it out and see.
Yeah.
It's really interesting because I feel like y'all got a lot. Y'all have a lot in common.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We're a lot alike, but a lot like
Yeah.
not alike at the same time.
So who's the most? That might be you, Jamie.
Right.
Who's the one that does not mind being like in front and center?
Yes,
Camera.
that's me.
That's you.
Yes.
Who's the spender?
Me. I was trying to look.
I know. It's like the Lord was like, "Don't look over there." Who likes to like go out a lot?
Me.
Yes.
Really?
It's changed though. It was flipped. I used to be the homebody, and she used to want to make us go downtown all the time and just walk. Like we couldn't do anything, so we just walked downtown. But then at a certain point, it just flipped. So now she's the homebody, and now I'm like, come on, let's go here, let's go here, let's go here.
Yeah.
So I think you're gonna end up being the saver, and he's gonna end up being the spender. I think that's gonna flip.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She likes spending on like decoration and like cute stuff. Like,
That's me.
Yeah. I used to be like a shopper spender, but I've kind of chilled that out too.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I don't like to shop for myself. I like to shop for
For other people, yes, I go all out.
I'm the same way too.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Because both of y'all seem like really conservative and like low key. Like,
Yeah.
it's like y'all are not like just out there and everything, just doing everything else.
We say this like a lot of people, like a lot of like out like our acquaintances, they probably don't even know that we date.
Are you serious?
No, like it's only a select few people that know we actually date.
It was like a year before people even knew that we were
dating.
together.
Yeah.
We just popped out one time. We was like, let's go. We popped out one time. They were like, wait,
Why y'all together?
y'all, why y'all get out? Y'all together? And we was like, yeah, we've been together for a year, bro. And we hanging out with them. They ain't even know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is awesome. So what advice would you guys give young couples? I don't think I put that on there either, but what advice would y'all give young couples who are in a relationship that's been together for longer than a year and they really want it to work? What would you advise?
Longer than a year?
They've been together for, a little over a year. I think over a year they kind of realize, okay, I really like this person, want to be with this person.
Yeah.
I could give from a male point of view.
Yeah.
You gotta learn, like we said earlier, you definitely have to learn to communicate. That might be like the biggest piece of advice that I could give somebody. You gotta learn how to communicate and make sure God is in your relationship, because whether you like it or not, the Bible probably lays out exactly how you need to act.
Yeah.
It speaks on marriage, but you got to be that way even before you marry.
Yeah.
To know that it's even gonna work.
That's so true.
And just take your time really figuring out who you're spending your time with. Just take your time to really figure out your partner. Find out what she likes. Find out, just who she is as a person, what she doesn't like from you and for herself. Like, just figure it out. Like, it's hard. It's not hard. It just takes time.
Yeah. And it's a decision too.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of times, I don't know, I've heard some men say that, once they've been hurt a few times, it's like a lot harder to open up.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they think that that's the person they could be with, it's hard for them to open up because they've been hurt.
Be with everybody though, not even just men.
Really?
I think women go through that too.
Oh yeah, but we'll still open up to a certain degree.
Yeah.
But man, y'all
We
shut it
shut
all
off,
the
yeah.
way down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's why I was nonchalant. I never got hurt, but I was like, I'm not getting hurt.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay. Yeah.
I'm an emotional person. I like to talk about my feelings. I cannot do this if you don't. If I like, I don't want it to be like me always venting like to you. Like I want to know how
and
you feel.
say nothing. Yeah.
But now it's like totally different. Like we were just talking about how at the beginning of our relationship, like just like Jamison would not talk at all. Like it is so funny because when you guys are always like Jamison used to yap.
Oh my goodness.
I did not see that side of it. And I was like, do you want this to work? Like if you want this to work, I feel like we just need to talk a little bit more about how you're feeling. It doesn't always have to be
that question. You want this to work?
Like it doesn't always have to be bad things. It could be
right.
you know, it could be just be casual. Like
just talk.
Yeah. Just talk.
But you know, I kind of wonder too because Jamie has 2 older brothers, and I wonder if he witnessed a whole lot of relationships, rocky relationships, and that's why he's like, you know what, I'm not saying a word.
In high school, I was like, look, I don't even care about you women. Like, I'll be friends with you, and that's where I think also that's where my listening skills come from, because I had a lot of female friends. Like, I wasn't interested in being in relationships.
And cousins.
And cousons too,
Yeah.
So they would always talk to me about their relationships, and then on top of that, I was like, I got a lot going on.
And they would be like, and we loud, our family loud, so they be like, Jamie, and I would see Jamie sometimes, he'd just be over there like, that's it.
That's funny.
So what advice would you give from a female perspective? Like,
I would just say, like, respect yourself, and then also when you respect yourself, all that will like fall in line. And I feel like respecting yourself also goes into like having God into it. Like the character skills that God gives you in the Word are really what helps you thrive not only in like the outside, like with just people in general, but like really in a relationship.
so true.
And I think it's just like patience and just like really being intentional with like what you're wanting out of whatever like the relationship. Because once you figure that out, I feel like you can set the tone of it.
Yeah. And I appreciate the fact that you guys don't try to be, you're not fake or pretending, but you see that y'all both are imperfect, but y'all are perfect for each other. Yeah. I've always thought that. Like, y'all not trying to put on for anybody, or y'all just be yourselves. Like, I love that about y'all. Yeah. And I think that's why I was like, I gotta get them on this podcast. Because they're just so, what you see now is how they are. Like, every single day. It's nothing, they don't put on.
Ain't no fake.
I know, they don't. And Jamie, he don't have time for it. He's not gonna be fake at all. He'll tell you how he feels and that's it. But y'all are just like, y'all just not trying to be fake or trying to put on a show for anybody or anything like that. Y'all just be yourselves. Yeah. And I think that's important.
Just all about know how to be.
Yep. Now, how did you know how to respect yourself?
I feel like I was in a really bad situation, like with men. It's before Jamison, and that's another thing I really like. Jamison took on a lot of things he took on a lot of trauma, baggage that I had and trauma that I had, and I was just like, but I had a lot of that going on, and I think it was just like I realized I was putting myself in those situations because I didn't respect myself, and then I was like, okay, from there, like I gotta go back to the drawing board, like what am I doing to where. What are the things? Yeah, those type of people, and then it just came down to just how I was carrying myself and just how, and they can see that people prey on that. They can see that, like
I'm telling you, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is so crazy that they can see it. But I didn't realize it until like I got into like therapy and stuff like that. It was like people see that just based on how you walk into a room, like. And I was talking to him, and it was really like an eye opener, you know, about just these are the things that you were doing to put yourself in these situations, and it all just came down to the respect that I have for myself.
Wow.
And I realized I was very insecure about myself. And, so a lot of these things opened up, and then I was like, okay, these are the things I have to deal with. I have to work through for me to build this respect for myself. So,
yeah. And you were patient enough to hear all the, because most guys ain't trying to hear all that.
Yeah.
You know, they're not trying to hear it, but you were just.
I was like, I like her, so what? I'm not.
That makes a difference.
It was a little, in the beginning, I will say it was a little bit more about myself too, because I liked her, yes, but it was also like, if I'm going to be with her, I'm not going to be out here
Yeah.
with somebody that, like, I want her to figure this out.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But then, like, in the midst of doing all that, I figured out, I was like, okay, if I like her, because if I didn't like her, I wouldn't be doing all this. I probably would have just broke up with her.
Right.
Like, I
Let
wouldn't
it
be
go.
doing all this. So it's a little bit more than just me, like, she gonna be with me, she gotta, you know.
Yeah.
But
Gotcha.
it was just. I
Do
don't
y'all
know, I'm
ever
naturally
talk about
patient.
marriage?
All the time.
Getting married? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, first time. Okay,
I'm
it's
like
good.
always like, okay, Jamison. Sorry, this is funny, but like, I was like, do you even believe in marriage? Like, because I was like, I'm not moving in with anybody. I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing any of that until I'm married.
Yeah.
And at first, Jameson was like, what? Like, that doesn't even make sense. I'm like, well, it makes sense to me, and that's just what it is. Like,
Yeah.
but like, we've been talking about it like a lot. At first, it was just me a lot, just talking about it, because I've always like wanted like a family marriage.
Really?
Yeah. So.
And I know you love kids.
I love
so
kids,
You want
yeah.
your own kids.
Yeah, and I'm just like, so I feel like those are the steps that I have to take to do
Yeah.
that. And so yeah, we've been talking.
Do you think you'll ever be an at-home mom?
I really want to be, but
Really?
Jameson,
It makes sense. We'll talk about that after camera.
Would be a what mom?
It makes it
It's
at-home mom.
I tell her all the time, I'm like, if I'm doing good, do what you do, but you know.
If it's a
Yes.
struggle, you
You
gotta
know.
work it.
Tell me how to live.
Gotcha. Well, I want to thank y'all so much. Y'all have anything else to say?
thank you for.
Do you have any advice for us?
Oh,
Let me
yeah.
ask you.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I think I'm giving y'all like advice.
Yeah.
Well, y'all do a lot of communicating, which is great. And I think the fact that because y'all been away so many times throughout your relationship, like y'all communication is very, very strong. And I like the fact that, like I said, when I see y'all together quite a bit, y'all are just yourself. You're not trying to, you know, you see couples that like try to put each other down, or
yeah.
you see couples that try to be prideful if they're with their family. Like if Jamie was with your family, and then you be like, watch this, you know, Jamie, go do this, go do that.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? You just have, I don't see any of that. And I think that that's a great thing. That's why I think that you guys will be so great together. Because you're not putting on for anybody. You're just being yourselves, and y'all have, I can tell y'all have genuine love for each other, which is a good thing. So yeah, I like it. I think it's great. I think it's great.
You like it, I love it.
Okay. So I have this unknown quote. I always end with a quote. Before I end with a quote, I have to ask y'all, what's your favorite music?
Type of music.
I like everything. I like everything except for that
You know
hard
what?
rock.
Yes,
That's the
most of
only
the
thing
people
I
I
like.
bring on, they say they like everything.
I like R&B soul.
You like R&B soul?
Yeah.
And I had another person say they love any type of music that has some type of inspiration. Whether it's by love, whether it's by, being independent or whatever.
about that,
Yeah. So.
I think It's my dad, because my dad is a big music man.
Is he really? I never knew that about him.
If you were to ever come to his house, he has a room dedicated to music.
Wow. Wait a minute, he still have those dogs?
No, he don't have any dogs.
Okay, I'm coming to see you. Okay.
But I think I get that from him. Just growing up, anytime I'm in the car with him, I'm hearing some different type of song, some different type of.
Yeah.
So over time, I've grown to be able to pick out. I might not like the whole song, but I can pick out something in that song that I like.
Yeah.
Gravitate to it.
Yeah. So it's not just the beat; it's the lyrics too.
Yeah, it could be the beat if I don't like the lyrics. It could be the lyrics if I don't like the beat. It could be the ad libs if I don't like none of it. It could just be the rhythm.
Yeah.
But I can pick out something in that song that I like. Yeah.
Oh wow.
As long as it's just not all over the place.
Yeah. What about you?
I kind of like stick to my. Jamison laughs at me all the time. I just listen to the same music all the time. Like,
are you repetitive?
I'm very repetitive. I'll watch the same shows, the same movies.
How do you learn anything different?
I try to put on.
Yeah, like he forces me to do something different. But like I'm just very repetitive. But I'm kind of more of like a. I guess like when you said the inspiration, I didn't think about it that way. But
Yeah.
I think I kind of relate to that too. Like
Yeah.
this is like helping me do it that season of my life as well.
Yeah. So what's your favorite movie?
Favorite movie? I'm trying to think. Let's see.
I thought that would come easy since you're so
That's kind of hard
That's
though.
TV show.
Oh, what's your
Criminal
favorite?
Minds.
Yes.
Criminal Minds.
Criminal Minds?
Yes.
Oh wow.
She likes crime movies.
Like true crime.
True crime.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. They used to scare me back in the day. Criminal Minds.
That scared him too.
But it's crazy how people think. I be like, wow, they really think like this.
It scared me because I'm sitting. She put me on the one show or movie she was watching, and I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, they giving step by step on how these people getting away with murder.
Right.
She ever get mad at me, I'm gonna disappear.
It was a show.
Nobody gonna know.
Nobody gonna know.
It was a show How to Get Away with Murder.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's what it was,
But
I was
it's funny. His mom made a joke. She was like, "All right, now you better not be trying to do nothing to James." I was like, "No,
That's what you think.
no, please don't think that."
Okay, Jay, what's your favorite movie or TV show?
Now that I struggle. I don't got a favorite. I don't.
Do you have a favorite artist?
I could pick like top 5.
Okay.
I've been like Christian rap lately, so I could say like Isaac Mansfield. I think one guy's name is Keon Boone, Caleb Gordon, 1K Few.
I haven't heard any of them, so I'm not there.
I gotta put you on.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
really good.
Okay.
But yeah, there's any of them really. Any of them.
Gotcha. What's your favorite artist?
Madison Raymore. She's like a Christian artist as well. So
Oh,
she's
okay.
like an R&B type Christian artist.
Her name is Madison.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
But if we want to branch outside Christian, I like J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
Um,
J. Cole's cool. He's pretty cool. Carrington, my youngest, actually got me onto J. Cole.
Oh,
like
she
in
did.
middle school.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
she was in middle school. She was like, you have to hear this music. I was like, oh, okay, I like them. So, yeah.
But you know, like I said, I like a little bit of everything. So I could name probably top 100 artists if I sat long enough that I like.
Yeah, I like anything but hard metal and hard.
Yeah.
That's the only
If
thing
I can't understand, I can't
Yeah.
listen to it.
Yeah.
So, well, thank y'all so much for coming on the show. I appreciate it, and I'm going to leave with this last quote. It's unknown. It says, when couples love God first, they love each other better, as you can see. So I want to thank you guys for coming on to the Love Connection. I said connection. The Island Connection. Until next time, if you have any questions, please send an email to us. You can send it to me, and I will
forwarded on to this couple here. And just like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.